Good morning. Thank you so much for joining today. My name is Melissa, and I'm here to lead you through chair yoga. We will practice together for 30 minutes today. So, just a reminder for class today to listen to your body. If any stretches do not work for you, please skip them, come on out and modify. Things that you'll need for class today is you'll just want to have a chair. So, a chair that's at your desk is perfect. If it has wheels, you may want to put them in the lock position so you're not rolling around too much. And today we will work on the full body. So we will work on releasing tension from the common areas that people hold tension throughout the workday when they're at their desk. So we'll work with the neck and the shoulders. We'll work with the back, into the wrists, and down into the legs. And the best thing about the class today is that all of these stretches can easily be incorporated into your workday. So if you know that you tend to have, wrist sensitivity or neck sensitivity, maybe remembering the stretches that we work with so that you can do them throughout the day. Something simple as, 30 seconds, 60 seconds can be very beneficial to your body. It's really nice when you can come to a full class like this, but even just taking those little breaks throughout the day can be so beneficial for your mind and for your body. So as we get started today, let's take a comfortable seated position for just a little meditation to begin to drop into the session to relax a little bit. So if you'd like, you could scoot towards the edge of your seat, and that will just help you to elongate the spine. Sometimes when we're sitting back into the chair, we are rounding our spine a bit. So this will just keep the spine straight, keep the heart open, and just giving yourself that opportunity to close the eyes and then take a few deep full breaths in and out. Starting with a mindfulness practice, just simply observe your body sitting here. So just notice where your feet are connecting down to the ground. Feel the backs of your legs pressing into the surface that you're sitting on. Feel the sitting bones pressing down as well. Maybe if the low back is connected to the surface that you're sitting on, feel that, acknowledge that as well. And then just notice the temperature of the room. Notice if it feels warm, cool, maybe it feels just right. Knowing that it's not right or wrong, we're just taking a mindfulness exercise to observe our surroundings. Noticing if there's any noises that you hear, maybe in the space that you're in, maybe of the world moving outside of the space that you're in. And then notice if there's any scent in the air, sometimes fragrance, or maybe if the windows are open, fresh air flowing in. If you'd like to set an intention, you can do that. And that is just a goal or desire that you have for your session. And that could be anything. It could be that you want to relax for the next half hour. You are could be holding tension in a part of your body and you just want to release that. So there's really no right and there's no wrong intention. Let's take a deep full breath in here. We will bring our hands right on up to the sky. Fingers interlock, palms press up, lengthening here and shift to the left and the right. So we'll do a little wiggle here in the waist side to side. Now, each time that you're stretching side to side, really try to reach up and out of the waist. We really want to lengthen through the sides of the body, through the arms. Let's bring our hands off to the left. We'll pause here for a moment. Get nice and anchored into that right sitting bone. So we don't want to lean to the left too much on this one. So we'll ground through the right side and through the left side. Bring yourself back to center. Nice full breath here to lengthen. Let's take our hands to the right and roll the right shoulder under. Left shoulder rolls open a little bit. And coming back to center, let's realign here. We're going to come down to a forward fold as you exhale. So just hinging at the hips. And hands can come down to the ground. Maybe reach for opposite elbows underneath your body. And you can just relax your head here. Maybe gaze towards your navel. Let your head relax. Let your neck relax. And this can be so beneficial. This is a gentle inversion. The head can hang a little lower than the heart. And also, if we're having our stomach right on those legs, maybe a little bit of a pressure there on the stomach, which is good for the internal organs, good for the digestive system, almost like giving a little massage. And we'll release. We're going to float our hands on up to the knees. Core engages. Let's begin to press ourselves right on up. And let's work a little bit with the spine. So we'll take our hands at our heart space. Let's do a little bit of a rounding here of our spine, chin to your chest. And then fingers are going to interlock. We're going to press the palms up. And then as you do this, let's do a little bit of a back bend. So we're going to press the chest forward and we're going to find a nice back bend through the three parts of the back. And then let's take chin to chest. We'll do a round with our back. And heart floats forward, hands up, open the chest and open the heart space. And chin to chest. Let's do a rounding here. And then go with your breath here. We'll just flow to the rise and to the fall of your breath. Try to lengthen your spine as you inhale. Lengthen your spine as you exhale. As you inhale, try to feel your heart opening and find that way into that nice deep back bend. And then as you're rounding, maybe imagine that you could create a little bit of a space in between the shoulder blades. Let's come to a neutral spine here. We'll take our hands at our heart space. Nice full breath in, twisting to the right on the exhale. And then try to hook your left elbow on the right knee. And then encourage the prayer hands to the center of the chest. And then as you're breathing here on the in-breath, feel your spine lengthen. On the out-breath, allow for your twist to deepen. Let's bring ourselves back to center. We'll realign here, full breath in, and twist to the left. The nice thing about this twist is that you can really use that elbow into the knee to almost pull yourself a little deeper into the twist. And release. Let's bring ourselves back to center. Hands will sweep up to the sky. Breathe in, reach up and stretch up. Hands at the heart. Inhale, reach up, stretch up. And release. And let's go with the breath. We'll go 3 more times here. And trace the hands with the eyes. So we're getting a nice shoulder stretch, but then as we follow those hands, we can also get that really nice neck stretch as well. And then as your hands are at the heart, fingertips up, let's bring arms out and around. As you release your hands down, let's reach for opposite elbows behind your back. And you may not get there, but what you can do is just grab onto the lower part of the arm and then just try to grab as far up the arm as possible. You can kind of inch yourself up one side and the next side. Now, doing this one as best as you can, try to imagine that you could put a marble in between the shoulder blades and hold it there. So we really want to draw those shoulder blades in towards one another. We want to try to open the chest and the heart. Try to feel your shoulders relaxing away from the ears. So take a nice deep full breath in and a nice deep full breath out. Let's release that one down. Hands can relax. Let's take our shoulders up to the ears. Nice large circle. Let it go. 2 more times here. Full breath in. Shoulders up, back, and down. Relaxing your shoulders. Hands up and overhead. Let's take that right hand for the left side of your head. Full breath here to lengthen. And right ear to right shoulder on exhale. And not trying to force or pull yourself into the stretch. It's just a nice, gentle suggestion of the ear to the shoulder. Letting that one go. Hand relaxes down, head resets, left arm up and over. Full breath to lengthen. Let's take that left ear to left shoulder on exhale. Maybe notice if the stretch feels very similar on this side to the first side that we worked on. And release. Let's come back to center, realign. Right hand up and over. This time, let's gaze to the underarm. So we'll just gently shift the head off towards the right and then down towards the ground and then back behind us a little bit. And then again, gently feel the hand moving you deeper into the stretch. Maybe with each exhale, letting yourself drop a little bit deeper and deeper. Letting that one go, we'll realign, left hand up and over, neck realigns here. Gaze to the underarm, gently draw your head down. And release. Let's put ourselves back on through to center. Imagining that there was a clock in front of you and you wanted to run your nose through the numbers of the clock. So let's try for a nice rotation here of the neck. And reverse. We'll flow in the other direction. And let that one go. Let's come back to center, back to a neutral neck. Let's try some standing poses. We'll come on up to stand when you're ready. And as you come to stand, if you'd like to grab onto your chair, you can use that for a little bit of support. So if you want to have that on the left side first, we'll work with our right leg. I'd love to try it for a pose called standing pigeon. So for this one, it's a good hip stretch and leg stretch and really good for your low back. So we'll try to create a figure 4 shape here. And it's important not to put your foot right or your lower leg right on your knee. We don't want to put too much pressure on the knee. So try to link that up above the knee. And have your chair there if you need it. Maybe you bring your hands on your hips to challenge the balance a bit more. And bend into your left knee. And encourage this right knee down towards the ground. And then also flex your right foot. And that will just help to activate some more muscles in your body. Now, anytime we take a balancing pose, we want to find a drishti. We want to find one spot to focus concentration and to focus awareness. And once you find that spot, not letting the eye shift at all. And we're going to come on out of that one, right foot to left. Now, if you needed that support, take your chair, send it to the other side just so that you can keep the shoulders nice even. We'll bring our left leg up and over. Again, avoid the knee. And then imagine that you're sitting back into a chair. So it's almost like a hybrid pose. It's almost like that chair pose that we come into sometimes, and then also the standing pigeon stretch. This can be very beneficial. So if you ever experience sciatica, sciatic pain, this can be one of the best stretches for that. But any low back tenderness, any tightness in the hips, this can be very helpful. Try to get very grounded in your right foot. So I'm going to press firmly through the inside and the outside. And then notice your body's natural tendency if you tend to roll in or tend to roll to the outside of your foot. Let's bring it on out. Feet are going to come a bit wider than your hips. We'll take arms side to side, working with empty coat sleeve stretch. And stillness here. Let's work a variation of down dog. So reach for the back of your chair. So you want to reach for that higher part there. We're going to grab right onto the top of the chair and we will walk our feet back. Try to straighten out your legs. And with your hands, you're not really holding on for dear life. You're just having your hands on there and you can actually reach out through your fingertips. And then as you're doing that, try to bring your weight back into your heels. Let your toes be light. And almost find the sensation like your toes could lift from the ground. Imagining that you could just create this capital L shape with your body. So we want this long line from our heels to our hips, and then long line from our hips to the fingertips. And release. Let's bring ourselves out of this one. So we're just going to walk in on it. Hands are going to relax down. Take a nice deep shoulder roll, full breath in, and then full breath out. Let's grab onto our chair. We're going to use our seat for a moment. Square yourself right on up to your seat. Have your feet in line with your hips. And make sure that the feet aren't wide, it's too wide. Sometimes when I say feet under hips, I see people like this. So feet under hips is just drawing a line right from the hip socket right down. So maybe take the two fists, put them together. Sometimes that's about the right distance. And also have your feet point straight forward as well, and try to have your toes in line too. Hands up, breathe in, and come on down, exhale. So we'll take our hands right onto the seats, and let's check out the legs here a little bit. So we will bend one knee, and bend the other knee, and relax your head, yes. And relax your head, no. Now, if the chair is feeling challenging to hold on to, have a deep bend in your knees. That will just modify the stretch a little bit. Give your hamstrings a little bit of a break. And stillness here, bend into the knees if needed. Let's flow through cat and dog. So lower your stomach, lift up through your heart. Tailbone will lower, crown of the head will lower. And then flow through cat and dog stretch for a moment. Lengthen as you inhale. Lengthen as you exhale. As you inhale, let your shoulders relax from your ears. So create a little space between the ears and the shoulders. Feel the shoulder blades moving down your back. And then on the exhale, really rounding through the back body. So imagining creating space between the shoulder blades. Bending into your right knee. Let's plant the right hand down. Left hand rises, twist. And this will be a nice open twist. So this might feel a little easy for a twist. And this can also give us a nice IT band stretch. So that iliotibial band on the left side. So if you build on this, we'll try a twist. It might be a bit more challenging. So bring your hand down. Keep your legs exactly how they are. And then right hand rises when you're ready. You're going to twist off to the right. This is a closed twist, so it might feel a little bit more locked up. You could take your right hand onto your right hip if you'd like. You can have your hand right on up to the sky. Breathing in and breathing out. Let's float the hand down. We're going to realign here. Left knee bends. Left hand plants, right hand rises. Try to feel your shoulders stacking and opening. Hand comes down, realign. Legs are going to stay just how they are. And let's kick that left hand up when you're ready. Again, might be a little bit more challenging. So as you breathe in, try to feel your spine lengthen. And then as you exhale, allow for your twist to deepen a bit. Bring your hand down and let's try for that down dog with our hands on the seat. So what you can do is bring your hands onto the seat, press down nice and firmly. Again, if you have a chair that feels wheels, you may want to skip this one. Walk your feet back and really stretch it out here. So feel maybe the feet plant on this variation of a down dog. Feel the heels grounded, feel the backs of your legs lengthening, feel your spine lengthening. Be grounded in the hands. Inhale and exhale. And we'll try for a twist here. Left hand to your right thigh. And then try to twist to the right. You could even pop up onto the fingertips of your right hand. Almost create a little sensation like that left shoulder could roll under to the right. We'll bring ourselves back to down dog. Take your right hand to your left. And then spin under. And breathing in, breathing out. And breathing. Let's put our hand back. We're gonna walk it in. Come back on through to a forward fold. Lower your stomach down. Let's lift up through the heart and coming to stand. We'll take a nice full breath in, rising up as you breathe in, and then taking your hands at your heart as you breathe out. So we're going to try a pose called pyramid. So for pyramid, let's bring our right foot forward and we'll take our left foot back. Now you want a bit of space in between the feet, maybe a foot or two. And try to have your left foot point forward, just how the right foot points forward. And also try to square your hips and your shoulders forward as well. Hands up, breathe in, come on down, breathe out. And we'll try to bring our hands on the seat for this one. Now, if you wanted to, you could bring more weight into your right foot. That will just help to lift the right hip up, helping to balance the hips and the low back. You could also encourage your left hip forward, right hip draws back, also helping to balance the hips and the low back here. Right hand rises to the sky as you breathe here. Let's try for a twist, pyramid twist. And then try to breathe into your stomach, your ribs, and your chest. And then releasing from the chest, the ribs, the stomach. And release. Let's unwrap the pose. Left foot to your right foot. Let's come into a forward fold and lower your stomach. Let's lift up through the heart. Then we'll do a little round to come on up. Standing, breathing in. Hands at the heart, breathing out. Let's take the right foot back. Left foot is forward. Again, hips and shoulders square forward. Toes point forward. Hands up. Breathe here. Holding down. Breathe out. And then as you're folding here, this one is also called intense side stretch pose, so called pyramid intense side stretch pose. So just noticing in your body where you feel the stretch, what that feels like, breathing into that. Maybe feeling the stretch in the backs of your legs, maybe in the low back, maybe in the back of the head as you let your neck relax, let your neck release. Left hand rises. Let's take a twist. And then we want to breathe into the back twist. So let's try to breathe into our low back, mid back, and upper back. And then as you exhale, just feeling this release of your upper, mid, and low back. Let's bring our hand down. We're going to realign here. Let's take our right foot to meet our left foot. We'll take a moment to lower the stomach, to lift the heart, and then little rounding of the back to come on up. Breathe in. Hands at heart. Exhale. Let's take our hands up and overhead. Let's take that right hand for your left wrist and left foot to the right, crossing the legs. Full breath here to lengthen. Hands to the right on exhale. And almost create a little sensation like your right hand could pull your left hand to the right side of the room. And then back to center. Let's realign here. Change up the grip in the hands. Let's lengthen and release to the left. And breathing so deeply, expanding the lungs and expanding the ribs. And then releasing, let's come back to center. Releasing on hands, resetting on feet, and let's try that on the other side. Hands up, breathe in. Left hand for your right wrist, and then let's take our right foot to the left. We're just gonna cross those legs. Lengthen, hands to the left. Try to get nice and grounded in both of the feet. So you don't wanna be pressing into one and then light in the other. So feel an even distribution of weight through both of your feet. Let's come back to center, change up the grip in the hands, legs stay how they are. And imagine this right side of the body was leaning over something. Maybe imagine there was a table there that you could stretch over. And release. Let's float ourselves back to center. We'll realign here. Feet are in line with your hips. Coming into a yoga mudra stretch for your shoulders. So on this one, fingers will interlock and you'll take your palms to touch. Maybe imagine that there was a pencil in between the shoulder blades. You can stay standing up. Option to come down and fold if you'd like. Hands on your low back. Maybe release your arms away from your back body. Try to relax the fronts of the shoulders and just noticing if that helps you move a little deeper into the shoulder stretch. And release. Let's float the hands down onto the low back. Hands can come down towards the ground. And then we're just gonna roll on up through the spine. We'll come on up one vertebrae at a time. Nice deep shoulder roll as you arrive in standing. And let's come back on through into seated. So again, setting up just how we began, you wanna scoot to the edge of your seat. Have that nice alignment of squaring your knees in line with hips, and then heels in line with knees, and then shoulders are over the hips. So for this one, let's take our right knee to our chest. You can hold onto the sides, and then we're gonna step it down. Take the knee to the chest, release. And let's keep going here with the breath. Try not to round through your back body. Really try to open the chest and open the heart as you do this. Plant your foot, engage your core, left knee up. Good. Take a minute here, full breath to reset. Let's kick the leg out in front. We'll start with that right side. And reset. And let's go for 10 on the left. So these are great because if you're sitting at the desk a lot, personally, I know my legs get very fatigued and they can feel so antsy. So this just really revitalizes them, gets the circulation down into the toes, activates the legs a little bit, gets that circulation and blood flowing. Good. Let's plant the feet down. Come to the edge of the seat, nice deep shoulder roll, breathe in and Thank you so much for joining today. It's a pleasure to be here to do chair yoga with you. I hope that you have a wonderful day today. Have a great weekend. And if you enjoyed the practice, if you'd like to join me on Monday at 5:30 East Coast time, I teach yoga on the yoga mat. So it's, some of the stretches that we did today, but a little more of a stretch because we're going to use the yoga mat instead of the chair. So if you can join, it would be great to see you there. Take care.
Thank you, Melissa.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're
Thanks, Melissa.
welcome. You're welcome.